superstar. He is an absolute superstar, Tom Mitchell. Cripps at the back. Cripps is too good. Nil, yes! Oh, how good was that?
What about that hat that you're wearing?
Alfred's apartment.
Yeah.
What are your
what's
thoughts?
going on?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty new kit from me. We're going off the cuff here. This is unplanned.
Yeah. Are you starting to wear more hats more? Cause
I think so.
The
hairline's
getting longer.
in trouble. I reckon.
Yeah.
I actually got a haircut
actually, no,
today. Mo the barber. So he had Quaynor, Maynard, Mitchell, Johnny Noble all
Same
lined
day.
up on the same day. Actually, Quaynor had a haircut. His was the booking list on game day, 3 p.m. before a Friday night game. So he's pretty much going from the hairdresser to the game.
He's amazing how organised that guy is.
That's how how fresh he's going
one of the
into
greats.
a prelim final.
Oh, wow. So how was our man, your man, my man?
Who's that?
Mo.
Mo was good.
Your
Yeah,
man
he's
and your man and
he's
my
the
man.
club barber.
Yeah.
We've got two club barbers. Billy Gowers. He's been
Bill.
obviously had an illustrious career at Carlton. He's been coming into the club. He's been coming into the club on Thursdays for anyone that wants
The Bulldogs. as
haircuts
well.
and Bulldogs.
Actually,
Sorry.
he was leading goal kicker of the Dogs.
Yeah. But he you put your name on the whiteboard. He's got the coaches book in. It's a whole footy department. Bill
Sorry,
Cup.
so you're telling me that Bill comes into the Collingwood Football Club?
Yeah, fly, organise it.
Like every Thursday.
Not every, probably once a fortnight at the moment.
And Bill comes in.
It was Fly's idea. He said, "Boys, if you want your pre-game cuts, I'm just going to bring a barber
Did he
in
know
for the lads."
Bill, or did
I don't-
what was the connection
I
there? 'Cause
think he
that's
might have
pretty-
known him.
That is pretty funny.
It's great.
Bill was just going in and oh god,
That's
I'll tell you
good.
about when I went to his place and had a cut in off Chapel Street when he was renting out that little place.
Oh, a little pop-up store.
Yeah, a little pop-up piece.
Yeah, how was the pop-up piece?
Yeah, and he charged me like what was it, $55 for a haircut? Like Bill.
Is that pretty standard? You're expecting
Bill,
mates
I've
rates.
known, Bill, I've known you since I was 10. What's going on here, mate?
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
You thought it was
He's not struggling
$5.50,
that much
but
to
he's
pay your rent, are you?
$5.50. But he's forgot the decimal. He's just
the
charging
decimal was
55
moved. It was moved back a little
and
bit.
interest.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
No interest, no repayment.
Correct. Wait, what about today? So we've got Jordan Lawley coming on the pod. He's on the way. He's in Australia. For those who don't know who Jordan is, he trains the top echelon of NBA players, Klay Thompson, Carmelo Anthony. He's got a few of our boys, Giddy and Dyson Daniels. You've been out at Hoop City the last little bit, seen some of his operating. How's he been operating?
I've only seen him online train the best of the best
Yeah.
around the globe, and now he's training the best up-and-coming 13, 14, 15-year-olds.
Yeah, so that's
both
why.
in
Yeah.
the US, like he's brought out, obviously, his J-Law team that he's handpicked himself,
Yeah.
and obviously the guys down at Hoop City. That there's a lot of high-level basketball talent coming out of Australia. That's been a really good collaboration over the last week.
That collaboration piece.
Yeah, it is, and they're going, interstate. They're going to Queensland tomorrow, and then down to New South Wales, and it's a really cool thing.
So the following he's got on socials, not sure if you've looked at his socials. I was just looking before. He's got 1 million followers on TikTok, Instagram as well. Yeah, and he markets himself extremely well. But clearly, if he's working with the best basketball players in the world, he's doing something incredibly right. It must be tough. I want to ask him, for someone in that position to have the confidence, authority, and knowledge to tell the best players in the world how they should be training and what to train. Like that's seriously a good skill set.
Well, when we were down there just before at Hoop City, like his energy and his enthusiasm that he has, even with the kids, right? Like I think it'd be interesting to know how he adjusts that with, whether it's pretty similar depending on whether these guys are 30 or whether they're, 13-year-old kids, and how his message changes. But I think you've got to have a level of really backing yourself in, and obviously he seems like a really confident guy, but he gives really good energy. He gets around everyone. Like that's what I was seeing.
He's
anyway.
high
So
energy in
interesting.
all his
Yeah.
videos, but also he can play too. Like I was reading a little bit into his story of his progression in basketball. He actually had a brain tumor as well, which is quite serious. But yeah, doing what he's doing is pretty cool. Like it's so different to AFL where, we have our high performance coach who gives everyone a program. In the NBA, it's like, okay, you go and get your own personal team for each player.
Yeah.
It's so different. And I think Australia will get to that eventually. We're probably under-resourced, don't have the money.
Part of it's money, it's money, and it's that individualization and celebrating that you can be an individual and trying to pursue how good you can be on an individual level. I think like it's the team aspect and the environment, whilst it has its positives here in the Australian culture, that's a bigger issue altogether. But like the cultural changes right between the US and Australia, like I think there's learnings.
Yeah,
on both sides
both
of
ways.
the coin,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I want to also chat to you about last week, Melbourne. How'd you pull up? I saw you got really hurt when Christian Petrarca pushed you over. Like, are you okay?
Oh, I saw the footage. I'm okay.
Were you in hospital afterwards? Or
Yeah,
like,
I could have been very serious.
Yeah.
It was one of those things
It
in the
looked pretty
split second.
detrimental, so-
In the split second, I was like, why did I do that? Like, just why? But like, it wasn't like you know, things you do. Like, I've never done that before in my life.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether the heat of a final got to me.
Yeah, that vision floated around in my group.
Yeah, that's good.
Group lad chats. So
I'm not sure if you've seen another clip. I'm sure we can get it cut up. It's of this dad at like a soccer game, and the same sort of thing. Like, he barely gets touched, and he grabs his throat as if like he's getting choked to the ground. There was a bit of that involved. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, that's unlike you. So I'm sort of like, we're trying to get each other
don't worry,
better,
I've got my
you know?
fair share of barrels for it.
Yeah.
Deservedly.
Did you go to Feedbackville, did you?
Yeah, I went
Or
to Feedback
Barrelsville?
Land, which I've lived in Feedback Land for...
a few years now.
lived in Feedback Land a lot of my years at Hawthorn.
Oh, God.
But that game, that was a huge win, wasn't it? To win the qualify and get straight to a prelim, playing the Giants this week. They're up and about.
Yeah,
Their good players are playing
it'll be
well.
Interesting. Yeah, everyone that played in that game 4 years ago, it'll be everyone's just got to hold their nerve a bit.
I don't know what the G holds in terms of capacity. I think there is limits in terms of, especially grand final day. Like,
much
I'm sure you
standing
could
room
cram
can you have?
people. Yeah, you could cram people in and get 120,000 if you wanted, but I think there's actually a limit of like
Speaking about
101,000.
that, like Texas Longhorns, right? How many people can fit into that stadium?
Well, they cram
the
them in,
biggest
don't
ones,
they?
Right?
They cram them in.
Johnny
They
football.
cram them in. Yeah.
You've been watching. You
Well, we
Johnny-
watched Johnny Football doco together
Johnny
down in
Football.
Lawn at Shuey Harkers.
What about the Tim Tebow? Same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Who's a better quarterback? I think Johnny Football's a better.
I think Johnny Football lived a pretty
better.
good. He lived a
Tim's a
pretty
better
good
leader.
life
Yeah.
while he was up and going.
What happened to that guy?
Yeah. Well, he's probably that doco has probably made him a bit of money now for what he didn't earn in college when he probably should have
Yeah.
been making more.
Hey, those guys were smart. businessmen.
Yeah. He was flying to Miami just to do some autographs and fly back.
But that is interesting, right? Where, like, and I don't know if you felt it in school footy or like when you're that camaraderie around your school or like, you know, a group of guys, and then the guy, like Johnny, he went to the pro level and then he just couldn't hack it, or he all of a sudden he didn't like what he was doing or love what he was doing anymore.
Yeah.
That's interesting how that
It is very interesting. Something's just popped into my mind. I wanted to throw it out there before I forget. You were talking about things that have been thrown around in your WhatsApp group. Something's been thrown around in one of mine. It's a number 21 Tom Phillips jersey that some random bloke that appears at every Pies game.
Has it?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Oh, and you know the best thing about it?
What?
I've known that guy since I was about 3 years old.
So he goes to every Collingwood game, and I've seen him at many games.
Do you see him quite a bit, do you?
Well, I've seen him, but also like after games, because people know that we're mates, they'll send me a photo of a guy with a Tom, it says Phillips on the back and a Pies jersey at the tuck shop buying hot chips and a drink.
Yeah. Can you send me those photos, please, so I can do a compilation? Because I'll tag the guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I've known that guy for
Maybe we get him on for an
long
episode
time.
or something.
Oh, wouldn't it? It'd be funny. He would be beside himself. I reckon.
How good's that for your sort of, reputation and still being known in the sphere of footy?
He's a walking billboard, you know.
He
I'm the
needs
most
to wash that
unrelevant
jumper.
guy
He
now.
wears it to every game.
Yeah. He's keeping me afloat. that
Yeah.
guy. Well,
Are you paying him?
hey?
You're not paying him?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty strategic like that.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
Far out.
Anyway, I just thought I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
That was pretty good.
It's always good when you see, people that have worn their jerseys forever, like the Collingwood fans with like the Spices paper emblem. And then there's, someone
did
with...
the old man wear that one?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, he had 1 year at Collingwood, he had the Spices paper. That's pretty iconic, that jumper.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Was that, what material was that? Was that like...
I was like, I would say it's woolen.
Woolen,
Dad's still got, I remember when I was younger, and Dad he still had all of his jumpers and a few like medals and things like that. He had an EJ Whitten medal, that's a pretty cool medal. That's the state games they used to do, like Victoria versus SA. I think you get the EJ Witten for being best on ground, one of them. But again, couldn't get a Brownlow vote similar to you for having the most possessions in a season.
Yeah. Hey, he's got some wicked stats as well.
Yeah, you and him, a lot in common. Who is your tip for this year's?
I've never met him either.
Be true? Yeah. Oh, we'll get around to that. Yeah. Who's your tip for the Brownlow?
I think Bont probably, he's had a long stretch of consistent years.
And you reckon that helps, the consistency over the years?
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can look at, I think overall, like you put everything, touches, clearances, contest possession, goals, score, all that sort of stuff. He probably embodied that the best. I mean, yeah, you've got your young guys that are going to be up there and are the next wave in the competition, clearly. But I think, I think Bont's.
All right, 3, 2, 1. So podium. Who's on the podium with him?
Bont. I think Nick. I think Dakes will be there somewhere in the 2 to 3.
So I'm gonna match you on the Quinella. I think Nick wins.
You think?
I reckon he's going to win it. I reckon he's going to hold on, and I think Bont will be second.
Yeah, I think it's those 2, 1 and 2. Track's had a pretty good year.
Petrarca or probably Petrarca had a great year.
A few of the Port boys.
Butters' name's been thrown up a lot. I'll go Dacos, Bont, and Pelly Petrarca. Top 3.
I'll go those 2 and Butters.
Yeah.
All right, see how that goes.
Yeah. Did you ever go to one?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah.
I reckon I'll still get to one. I don't know how, but I always pop up like a sprinkler.
Yeah. I should have thought of you. You'd have been a good date, I reckon.
How about me popping up like a sprinkler last week? And
I actually saw CJ last night at Samurai. Oh, is that what you're going to talk about? You ran into the Hawthorn boys on their footy trip in Bali.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. He said you told no one that you were going to be there, and you found out their location on your phone, and you just popped up at the bar, and then they all erupted. They had no idea you were in Bali.
It was a massive eruption. It was. Yeah.
So who was there? Will Day, CJ.
Yeah, they were beside themselves. Fell off their chair.
The footage you sent me is pretty good.
Oh yeah, it was no. Actually,
it's almost like
it wasn't at the bar. They were walking. They were walking at the little shopping stalls, like those little ones at each of the Indonesians.
So you put up nothing on socials before you got to Bali, so no one would
know.
Nothing.
Yeah. No, I was just floating around over there, and then I rolled up on the motorcycle like a prince.
And talk me through Daisy's reaction. He had to double take. He didn't know it was you. He couldn't believe it.
You know the face he makes. He's like, oh no. Just unbelievable. And then CJ just lost it as he does. Love that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
But hey, there could be a few pop-up sprinklers in the next few weeks as well.
Where are you thinking popping up?
Post football season. Hopefully that pans out well.
Yeah.
And then into October, it's a bit of a sort of express yourself. It's like you have an expression session with yourself. Exploration.
Where are you going to be popping up over the off season? Races? Is that your sort of gig or not?
Hey?
Races, weddings.
Yeah, well, crashing weddings.
Yeah, crashing weddings. Yeah. Off season trips. You normally pop up in certain cities when not expected.
Look, I might be in Singapore. I might even go to the hamster wheel for a few days.
Hamster.
Before getting to
Amsterdam.
The ACL.
You don't want to get caught in the hamster wheel for too long.
No, you don't. No, you definitely don't. You don't want to. I think it's a good 3 to 4 days in the Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't need too many weeks.
What did we do last year with CJ? We did 2 or 3.
I think we did 2 nights, 3 days.
Yeah. One of the best cities in the world, I reckon.
Yeah. There's just too much. Too many.
I reckon Dazzler would thrive in the hamster.
Yeah, Dazzler would be all around it for sure.
Yeah.
There's too many psychedelics and all this stuff floating around in the air. Like you don't even have to touch it, so if you stay there for too long, you sort of you don't know where you are.
Correct.
You don't know if you're Arthur or Martha.
Correct.
Or both. So I mean, it is it is interesting.
Yeah.
How about you, mate? You're buying a new house. Like how's the
bought a new house?
Life?
That's so I've intentionally left it, all of that, like, what would you call it? Life admin, I guess, till post footy. Banking on hopefully making grand final. Nothing's a given, but I just wanted no distraction before before doing that. So obviously we've got a trip to America with ball magnets. We're heading to OKC, doing some stuff with Gids, and hopefully SGA, Chet Holmgren over there with their team. We're obviously going to Dallas Mavs as well. So we've been working on those things in the background, but I haven't let it sort of take over from footy. And then obviously move into a new house, which would be really cool. So that's all. October's going to be a big month. So a lot to look forward to.
You'll be back for the races. You reckon you'll be?
Yeah, races. I'll pop up probably at Derby Day.
Are you going to be riding any of the horses?
Nah, I reckon an 89 kilo inside mid probably wouldn't be fit enough.
Regulations around that? Do you reckon you'd be?
Yeah,
Well, there is weight categories, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not into the horses. You?
Well, I'm not really, no. But apparently I own a horse.
Do you?
Or
How much? What percent?
About 1.25% or something.
What's its name?
Yeah. Not sure.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
No, that's its name, not sure.
Is it more of a... Oh, actually, he's not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
Okay.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Alan, what's your password? Hey, Phil. No, Alan, what's your password on your phone? Yeah, hey, Phil.
Oh, the Hangover references, they're probably due.
Yeah, I haven't watched a good movie for a while.
I'll tell you what, so Hangover 1 is obviously top tier. I feel like the other ones get forgotten. There's some pretty key moments in other ones that are quite funny. That's from the first one. I think there's 2 other ones, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which never get any airtime because the first one's just too good.
The second one's in Thailand.
Yeah.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
Third one's like in Vegas again, but it's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, the one thing is Doug always goes missing, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's a given.
But Doug's always like... He's like the innocent one. You know what I mean? Does everyone have a Doug in their friendship group? Like who?
Yeah, they do.
Do you think everyone?
Everyone's got an Alan. You're probably our Alan. Well, you've got that shirt as well. You know, the baby strapped on. You've actually got that shirt.
Yeah, and I had that beard last year too.
You did, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
who are you? Are you Stu or are you?
I'm probably. Who else is there? Phil. I don't know who I am.
I reckon you're a bit of Stu. Yeah.
Oh, that's a backhander. That's the worst guy you'd want to be. His missus sucks. Oh yeah, our man Jordan's just arrived, so I'm going to have to go get him.
God.
But good work, mate. Good to have you back.
Yeah. Can't wait to...
Good initiative, and let's
run a wings program.
Let's run a wings program and digest.
Yeah.
Good work.